Good morning to you. We made it to Wednesday. It is a quiet start to the day. How's your day going? It's a little chill out there, just like the past days have been. We also have some spots that we're seeing some patchy fog develop early this morning. So, other than the little patchy fog in some locations, it's not a whole lot different than recent mornings. We have 20s and 30s and 40s this morning, but we do have changes that will be headed your way. So we'll go over those changes here really quickly in the next couple of minutes. So, how's your work week going? How's your Wednesday? Any big plans? Anything really happening today that you're super excited about? Let me know in the comments below. But let's go ahead and take a look at the fog that we're seeing right now. This is College Avenue. We're seeing some of that fog that's expanded there along the Portage Lift Bridge and along the Portage Canal this morning. As far as visibilities, it's not something that's widespread for the fog, but even in some areas along the Wisconsin state line, we're seeing some visibilities that have been down to about half of a mile this morning. Now, this has been kind of developing in the last about hour and a half or so. So if your travel plans take you to some of these regions, kind of keep that in mind. Make sure you're looking out for, wildlife and kids at the bus stop this morning. Otherwise, once that sun comes out later on, that'll mix back out and we shouldn't have too much an issue. So, ranges of 20s in some interior areas, just like yesterday, and 30s and some 40s as well along our shorelines of the Great Lakes. We have a broad spectrum of temperatures there, so a little bit milder along those shorelines. 41 over at Copper Harbor. Today is going to be another nice day. We're expecting the continuation of what we had for the most part all week long. Just the only big difference today is we have a little bit more cloud cover out there. We are still remaining dry, so you know, for you folks who might, still have to take care of some yard work or, raking up some leaves or picking up some sticks or things like that. Today is a dry day for you to, take advantage of that and get some of those things done or any of those, kind of temperature or precipitation dependent outdoor projects here. So we don't really have a whole lot of rain coming in, but we do have some very light rain coming at the end of this work week. So today, tomorrow, make sure that you are, taking advantage of the drier conditions to get any of those things that you need to get done outside. It is going to be another mild day above normal, ranging 4 to about 8 degrees above the normal, depending on where you're at. If you're along Lake Michigan, that's where it'll be the warmest today. But it will be a little bit cooler than recent days. So we're not really expecting a lot of the mid and upper 50s today. For the most part, it's lower 50s this afternoon. There could be a couple of areas in the north that kind of hover in the upper 40s. Really, this is not bad at all whatsoever. So 45 is the normal for us for this time of year. And so it's just going to be a comfortable fall day for us as we're headed towards the end of October. Tomorrow, want to just preview that you could potentially encounter a couple of sprinkles if you live over towards the Keweenaw. Really not expecting rain tomorrow other than that small isolated sprinkle potential in northern and in Keweenaw counties. But there is going to be a disturbance that comes in on Friday. It's going to be a trough that digs through. And so that brings in some energy and some cooler air for Halloween. That'll bring in some lake effect rain. I've been talking about that kind of all week long. It'll be very light in the northern areas for Friday morning. We're expecting coverage to become a little bit more widely scattered throughout the day on Friday. So here's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I know a lot of you folks might be doing some trick-or-treating in the mid-afternoon hours, just depends on, what you have going on, but some folks might be doing it later on in the evening. So if you're doing that between 9 o'clock at night, we still have some light lake effect rain. With temperatures decreasing, there's a potential that some of that could mix in with some snowflakes in the higher elevations. But that's mainly for our interior areas. So I'm talking about Western Market County, the Michigamme Highland areas, Eastern Berga County region, portions of Northern Iron and Gogebic counties, most of which you really won't be encountering this. So just that one little region that could potentially have some of those snowflakes in the late evening extending into early Saturday morning. So this is about midnight going into Saturday. We could still see some of that could still be around for that point in time. Rainfall for Friday, not super impressive. It's very minimal, about 1/10 of an inch of rain This is the type of rain that we kind of generally call more nuisance type of rain. But you know what? It adds to the Halloween vibes, right? So nothing too major. I don't really think you have to completely get decked out for the rain, or add on any big kind of raincoats for that Halloween costume on Friday. And at least we don't have to, dress for snow. So not terrible. About a tenth of an inch of rain possible in those northern areas for Friday. Now, I did mention there's a potential for some rain on Saturday as well, as this kind of lingers, and I'll just quickly pull that out here so you can get a preview of that. You might have some plans on Saturday, or you might be hosting a Halloween party or something like that. And so we'll start off with some light lake effect rain across the northern areas. By the afternoon, that kind of tapers off. The Sunday is trending dry now, but the weekend is going to be seasonal into the 40s, and I'm monitoring a front that's expected to come in on Monday of early of next week that could bring in a swath of rain. This one looks to be a little bit more widespread, and it looks to start to move in by late morning on Monday, and then it spreads from west to east for Monday afternoon. Now, as usual, this is about six days out from where we're at right now, so this will change and adjust as weather models do, because we're so far out. That's so far out into the future. You'll want to check back in for the changes on that rain potential for early next week. But all in all, not super bad going into the weekend. So hopefully you have some big plans to get out and enjoy Halloween. I want to give a brief update as to Hurricane Melissa. Kind of interesting tidbit here. It is ranking third for the lowest pressure in recorded history since 1979. It got down to 192 millibars yesterday morning as it was coming into Jamaica. Right now, the record was back with Wilma, and that had a record low pressure of 882 millibars. It is about to push off of Cuba right now, so the center of that ion circulation is about to move offshore here. So expecting that to happen within the next few hours in the morning, but still kind of tracking slowly north and northeast. Now it's actually gained a little speed and movement up to about 14 miles per hour. But a couple of hours ago, it was about 12 miles per hour, sustained winds of 105 and gusts of 140 at this moment, and pressure at 968 millibars. Currently a Category 2 now. It has weakened. Category 2 will continue to shift north and northeast, expecting a track by about late afternoon between the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos as a Category 2 hurricane, and then weakening off into the Atlantic. So that's your update. I hope you have a really great day. Let us know what you're up to, how you're celebrating, if anything's going great for you on this Wednesday. Have a really great day, and we'll be right back here